Hey guys, Andrew here, and I'm gonna give you the legal mindset on 7 reasons to go to law school. That's right, we're not being negative today. We're not trash talking law school. We're not saying there's too many lawyers, law school's too expensive, or law school, have you really given up? That's right, I'm gonna give you 7 reasons to go to law school. We're being positive here today, people. So let's start with reason number 7. And that is, you really want to be a lawyer. That's right, you need to want to be a lawyer if you're going to law school. Now I know what you're thinking. Andrew, not everybody who goes to law school ends up being a lawyer. That's true, a lot of people don't. But I think the best of us end up becoming lawyers. And it also helps us pay back that debt, because law school is expensive, and also gain important expertise that was really focused on during law school. A lot of times, you've really got to put in that time as a lawyer to gain that expertise, to gain that subject matter knowledge. And then, if you want to move on to public policy, government, judgeship, something else, you go ahead and move on to that in the future. Heck, you can even go into business. I know many business people that have transitioned from being a lawyer to entrepreneurship or becoming a VP in a particular business. It's a good background to have, but you should be prepared coming out of law school to be a lawyer. Reason number 6 brings us back to the topic of debt. You shouldn't be afraid to take on a financial burden. Let's be real, guys. Law school is expensive, but if you're willing to understand that you've got to put in time to conquer that debt, or work really hard and get a scholarship or other way of offsetting that cost, you can push past that. But if the idea of being back 50 grand, 100 grand, or even 150 grand, which is closer to the average law school debt nowadays, isn't a big deal for you, is something that you're comfortable with because you know you'll overcome that, you'll push past that, then law school is more right for you. But if you're risk adverse, you don't want to go that route, don't do it. The average wage in the United States is $60,000. The average wage for an attorney is around $65,000, $66,000. So is that extra $5,000 really worth it? Probably not. Go into business. But for all the other reasons, if you value being a lawyer, go to law school. Reason number 5, high pressure situations motivate you. Now, law school and being a lawyer is all about high pressure scenarios. How do you function under pressure? And we start from the very beginning under the microscope. The LSAT, Law School Admissions Test, is a high pressure scenario. It's timed, it's difficult, it's changing. One of the reasons why they use this test is to simulate the type of high pressure scenarios you're gonna face in law school and in the practice of law. Law school exams are timed, they're difficult, and they're often the only thing used to determine your grade in a class. Imagine that. One exam, entire grade. That's high pressure. And that is mirrored in the practice of law when often we'll be under the gun, under deadlines, needing to turn away documents, contracts, filing deadlines. All these things are commonplace for lawyers, whether you practice a more litigation-focused practice or a transactional practice. If you're not able to focus under pressure and to get things done, law might not be right for you, and therefore you should avoid law school. But if you thrive on it, like I do, law school might work really well for you. Reason number 4, you want a great network. I can tell you right now that the individuals I met during law school are still some of my closest friends and associates. They're not just people I would be happy to work with, but they're people I can trust because they're objective individuals that I know examine both sides of the issue, or at least they try to. Now, one thing about law school and going to a specific school is it is a small world. There's only a certain amount of graduates from a particular school, and only a certain amount of them graduate each year. Those people are gonna become like your family. After law school, I went to 13 weddings in 11 months. Yeah, that was a lot of dry cleaning for these suits. but it's something that will give you an important stepping stone into your professional life. Law school is great for that. Make sure to be participating in networking events during law school that will establish that community that will last for life. Now, reason number 3, you love to read and write. Now, I know a lot of people think lawyers just talk and that our skill is arguing with people. Well, that may be true, but the main skill of a lawyer is our reading and writing skills. Law school, extremely intense reading and writing. You're studying cases, you're focusing, you're writing that final exam. And even after law school, during your practice, regardless of whether you're transactional, i.e. writing contracts, doing a lot of paperwork, or you're a litigator who's having to file motions, do case law research, you are doing a lot of reading and writing. A fun fact is that most attorneys do not go to trial. Even litigators often settle before trial and end up not actually going to trial. Therefore, if reading and writing is a struggle for you, stay out of law school. But if you love it, law school might be right for you. Reason number 2, you want to be the best. That's right. You need to want to be the best to go to law school. And why is that? It's not just because you want to be better than mediocre. It's because when you go to law school, you are placed against the best of the best. These are bright students that were able to pass the rigorous entrance criteria for your law school. In addition, the first year of law school is on a forced curve. Therefore, unlike your university, your undergrad, that might be able to give everybody in the class an A, the professors simply cannot do that. They're hamstrung to give only a handful of people, perhaps only 3, 4, 5 individuals, an A in the class, despite the fact that your essay might have been great. It's not whether yours was great, it's whether it was better than everybody else's essay. And therefore, you should have that drive to be the best, to push yourself to excel and become in the top ranks, the top echelons. And if you have that drive within yourself, if you have that push, that competitiveness, you will do well in law school. But if you don't really care, if you're blasé, if you're just okay with being mediocre, it might not be the right place for you. Now, the number 1 reason why you should go to law school is to get the legal mindset. Yes, it's those critical thinking skills. One of the key things that I appreciate about my legal colleagues and my friends who have been to law school is their ability to not only think critically, but also spot issues through that critical thinking framework. Issue spotting, being able to identify risks, understand the rules that apply, and the possible mitigation strategies or remedies is critical. And if you love doing that, if you love finding the potential holes and filling them, fixing these problems, if you love the little details that may become big if they're undetected and unremedied, then law school might be the place for you. Now, once you take all these factors together and you think about them holistically, from 7 down to 1, and think about whether law school is the right choice for you. Now, if you like this content, you like me talking about law school, please like, comment, subscribe. I'm happy to talk way more about the law school experience. But until next episode, this episode is adjourned.